Hey friends, it's Theresa here and welcome back to my channel. In today's process video, I wanted to share with you my introduction pages for 2023, and I am scraplifting Ali Skifton, who is Fun Adventures with Ali on Instagram. She's a member of the creative team with Traci Reed Designs, and we have scraplifted her, and I chose this layout. And one of the reasons I chose this layout is her use of shape, which is one of my favorite things about scrapbooking right now. And so she took the cloverleaf shape and cut out the tinier clover leaves in that cloverleaf shape. And then she also added printed clover leaves on top of some of the cutouts. So I decided to use a heart shape, and I'm working with the digital collection from Traci Reed Designs called Keep Chasing Rainbows. And I felt like that was the perfect collection for starting out a new year. And so what I wanted to do with this layout is basically write a letter to 2023. Asking it to be gentle with us. And so first I printed out a vellum, and this is using some of the paint, the digital paints in the kit, and the butterfly digital stamps in this collection. And they're just printed on office grade vellum. I'm going to trim that out and use that as the cover page. And then I have a heart that I brought this into Photoshop. I used a heart stamp from another one of Traci's collections. I think it's from My Oasis, and I will confirm that, but it's a digital stamp shape from My Oasis, and then I shrunk it down and rotated it to add the little hearts inside of it, and then printed that out or cut that out with the silhouette. And then I have a solid background pattern paper, also from the Keep Chasing Rainbows collection. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I hope you enjoy watching. Okay, so up first I'm going to go ahead and trim everything down. And so the pattern paper I just printed to fit on a 8.5 by 11 sheet, just 7 inches wide. So I've got to trim that to fit into the album, and then also trim out this heart. And so what I'm doing is trying to establish the center line and then measuring out from there. And I actually I felt like I trimmed it a little short, because Ali, in her original layout, she had an even border going all the way around. But that's okay. We keep on going, and I made it my own. I'm calling it that, and that's fine. What I could have done was printed a border around this layer before I cut it. That would have probably made it a little bit easier. But that's okay. Here's where I discovered it was still a little bit too wide, because I did want the border to be showing all the way around the cut file layer. So I got that figured out. That explains way more than you needed to know about that part of the layout. And then here I'm trimming down the vellum. The vellum is just some of the digital paint splatters and those beautiful butterflies. They are digital stamps in the collection, and they're just beautiful. I actually afterwards realized that there's this nice little blank area there where I might go back later and add the year or something, but I'll figure that out later on. Even if I don't, it's still a really pretty element that you'll be able to see when you open up the album, and this is the layout that you'll find And I really like this as an introduction. And so with that, I made the decision to not put any photos on this layout and just do the letter to 2023, which I'm then gonna write on that journaling spot. But first, I'm gonna pop up these cute little pattern paper hearts, and this is the element of this layout, the second element of Ali's original layout that I really liked, and that is popping up certain parts of the background in your cut files, popping those up to add a little more dimension to the silhouette layouts like this. And it was a lot of fun, and I'm gonna look for opportunities to do that some more in the future. So thank you, Ali, for that great idea. And it's always nice to be able to say, oh, this is something that I learned specifically from Ali. And that's one of the things I love about our Scraplift blog posts on the Traci Reed blog, because then you get the opportunity to learn specific things from our favorite designers. We're not supposed to have favorites on the team, and that's okay. But it's definitely been fun scraplifting Ali. And just a side note, you can see the other ways that the other creative team members scraplifted her on the Traci Reed blog, and I'll have that posted down below for you. And so then, of course, Ali had some other embellishments tucked underneath her photo. I took a little creative liberty and brought that word strip, that banner, out across the layout. So that was kind of fun. And then I felt like, well, now I have to add a little bit more to that banner. So I'm going to just pop in a couple of these little clouds. This little envelope, it's just a CD envelope. And this is how I store my leftover embellishments and things from these digital kits. And the cloud that I had left over is actually from a previous Scraplift I did last year. And I punched out those little clouds using some of the pattern papers from the Chasing Rainbows kit. So that came in handy for another layout. But it's always nice to have these collections printed out and on hand, so that making layouts like this doesn't have to take as long. When you get a new digital collection, just go ahead and print the journaling cards, print out those embellishments, and go ahead and cut them. If it's a really good kit that you really like a lot, print it out twice. And then you'll have a little stash for your digital collections. For the last little bit here, I discovered I had the perfect glitter enamel dots from Cocoa Daisy. And they just match those hearts going across the bottom perfectly. And they add a little sparkle, because every layout needs a little bit of glitter here. So I'm going to add those. I'm not really thinking too hard about where I'm putting them. Just having some fun there. And that completes the layout. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you'll check out the blog posts that will be linked below. Check out this beautiful Chasing Rainbows collection. And I'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.